Hello and welcome everyone to Oracle Insight. It feels like it's been a while since I've done a reading, and forgive the raspy voice because I've not been feeling that well. Today's reading, we are going to continue with our pick a card reading for a yes or no answer to a question that you have. So the options are 1, 2 and 3. So go ahead now and take your time, pause if you need to, but connect in with whichever of these options you're feeling the most drawn to. And so once you have made that choice, you'll find your timestamp in the description. So go straight through to that timestamp and I shall be there ready to start your reading. Hello to group number 1. So you have selected this option. We'll go ahead and firstly check to see what your yes or no answer is. Oh, well, look at that. That's a definite yes for me. So group number 1, the answer to your question is a yes. Now, these are some good tarot cards. Let's see what else we have to give you in terms of some details. So with these 3 cards here, we're looking at a lot of happiness, a lot of emotional balance, fulfillment here with the Ace of Cups. And of course, you've got the 10 of Cups in the middle. So that's really pointing to all-round happiness. You can see the family in the picture. So that can point to family life, but it's not just reserved for that. But it certainly shows some harmonies. There's a lot of joy to be had in these 3 cups here. So with the Ace of Cups, that can point to new beginnings, a sense of emotional renewal, and with the Page of Cups, potentially some kind of information coming in for you that leads to this sense of all-around happiness. It could actually also point to a child that, or somebody youthful in your environment that brings you a lot of joy and happiness too. Now with the 3 of Air, the Hierophant, Hanged Man and the Ace of Swords there, the Ace of Air. The 3 of Swords here, so that talks to some kind of heartache and disappointment. So these cards of joy seem to be well placed. You're coming out of some kind of disappointment here. It could be to do with a marriage with the Hierophant card, and you've had to make a lot of sacrifices with the Hanged Man, or you've been put into situations where you've really had to change your perspective on something. There's been an eye-opening situation or occurrence, and maybe this is where the Ace of Cups is coming in for this renewed sense of emotional fulfillment or self-worth even. And with the Ace of Air, so that's the Ace of Swords here, and that's talking to some kind of clarity, some kind of awareness that you've taken on recently because of this situation that you've gone through. These are really wonderful cards for your group number 1. It looks like whatever heartache or burdens that you may have encountered with the 3 of Swords here, the 3 of Air, that seems to be well and truly in the past, and whatever new perspective that you now have with this Hanged Man, in addition to whatever sacrifices you've had to make within this, I'm thinking it might be a marriage or a relationship, some kind of formal connection or commitment. Because there are so many cups on the table, it's talking more to the emotional side of things. Of course, you'll be feeling emotions within different situations, which could be at work, it could be if you're studying, and given the Hierophants here, that could even be something to do with an educational matter, some kind of institution where you have been able to break through some blockages, some ceilings perhaps, and some disappointments, and where you've got to recently with it, and you've got a renewed perspective in how you move forward with the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Air. That does give, as I said, some clarity or some truth to a situation. So for some of you, it could be to do with attaining some kind of knowledge base, some kind of qualification. But mostly I'm really getting a sense here that this is to do with a relationship, a marriage even too, some kind of intimate relationship here. There does point to a real sense of new beginnings. We've got two aces on the table here, Ace of Swords and the Ace of Cups. So new beginnings and thought patterns and viewpoints, a clearer understanding of where you're going, and a new beginning in terms of your emotions, emotional fulfillment, emotional renewal. And given that you're backed up by the Ten of Cups, this is all around a good reading, group number one. That's really fantastic. Okay, so last card we're going to look at is, oh, look at that. Now that's never ending story. And so this might be where this heartache has come in, where you may have had to go round and round in some kind of pattern of disappointment with the Three of Air, and you've managed to break through this never-ending story in some way with this Hanged Man. I think there's either you had to make a sacrifice, you're about to make a sacrifice to get it, or there has been some kind of change in perspective for this to occur. So yes, that would really show me that if this situation, as you're watching this, if you're feeling like this is far from where your reality is, then this Wisdom of the Oracle card and the never-ending story is showing that if you are in this situation, then you're soon coming out of it, as I would have explained anyway with the disappointment here with the Three of Air and the Three of Swords. But this is certainly showing that if this has been your experience, it's soon to be an experience in the past and of the past, okay? Fantastic. All right then, group number one, that is the reading that I have for you today. I hope you found it helpful, and if so, please consider liking and subscribing. So take care of yourselves, and I look forward to connecting with you again very soon. Hello and welcome to group number two. So we are going to look at the cards that you've selected. Now firstly we are going to turn over the tarot cards to give us an indication of the yes or no answer to your question. Wheel of Fortune, Knight of Pentacles and Page of Swords. Okay, so I'm getting a no from that one, but two of these are a yes. So the answer to your question, group number two, I should say, the answer to your question is a yes. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and turn over these good tarot cards to see what else we can get from this. Group number two, there seems to be a change coming on for you with the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is turning, and with the Love card here, the Lover's card, it could be to do with a new relationship coming in. Now, you have been in a time of introspection. Maybe you've been alone for quite a while. You've had to take some time off for whatever reason. It looks like with this Four of Air here, it's been a time out period for you. You may have removed yourself from your normal activities, your normal group of friends or people that you would normally spend quite a bit of time with. You've had to rest and recuperate is what I'm getting from this. And you've got Four of Earth as well. So there's two fours on the table here. So four could be significant to you, or eight, with the four and the four making the eight. Now with this Four of Earth, I'm really getting a sense that it's going to be a period now where you are moving from one of stillness with the Four of Air and the Hermit here, of introspection, of solitude, and even with this Love card, you can see how she's resting here within the comfort of this Lion. So you're now going to be entering into more of a stage of growth in some way. Now, the Four of Earth is typically the Four of Pentacles, and that's not normally portrayed as a period or an indication of growth, but that's what I'm getting from this card in terms of its visuals. Just with the light coming in here and how She's holding her hands out, and it looks like there is an offer here of something that has a lot of light to it. And given that I was talking about solitude and time out and hidden away, but this shows you coming out now and venturing into the open spaces more, the world. And with the Wheel of Fortune, the time is now to do so. It looks like there's a change that's about to occur. You've got the Knight of Pentacles here. So the Knight of Pentacles, this is a night of sure-footedness. There is a lot of steadiness to this card. Now, whilst you've been in this time of introspection and solitude, it looks like you've come up with something. You've come up with this pentacle here, which you would like to move forward with and create with. It could be an idea of something very potentially very steady, very stable for you, that offers you some security. Maybe you've had some kind of inspiration that's come to you that you would now like to take forward into the world here, as I was saying, about expressing it or revealing it, going out into the world. But you're only in the beginnings of it, really. Now, the Knight of Pentacles is not quite at the beginning, but it does show that in terms of how far you'll need to go with developing this, you do have some way ahead of you, some time to be able to solidify that and to plant it and to grow it. But the Knight of Pentacles is showing that you have that fortitude behind you to do so. Okay, so that's really fantastic. Now with the Page of Swords, there could be some kind of, I'm actually getting some kind of a blockage here. Now the Page of Swords can point to often to some information, an information piece coming in for you. Given that the images are very potentially confrontational, the message that you may receive may not actually be positive. But the Page of Swords is, in this situation, is just a minor detail, okay? And you're steady, you're well armoured, and you're moving forward. There is a real sense of security in this. Now with the Page of Swords, whatever it is, whatever piece of information that comes up that may not be beneficial for you, that just takes patience, I think, to get past. This Page of Swords is not really going to trip up your plans or upend them in any way. It's fine. Just be patient and work your way through whatever information or knowledge that you are presented with regards to this, okay? So that's great. But with the Four of Earth here, I'm really getting a sense that this is working very well with the Knight of Pentacles. They're both very secure and stable cards. And with this Four of Earth and this interpretation of growth that I'm seeing, I think that's going to really benefit you in moving forward with whatever it is that you've come up with whilst you've been in this time of solitude. So that's really fantastic, group number 2. So let's turn over your Wisdom of the Oracle cards. Okay, so fork in the road. So it seems like after this contemplation, you're being faced with some options. And so a decision time for you, that's what that's showing. But I really feel like you've already made that decision, and it's really just about taking action on it now, venturing out into the world and actually doing something with it. Now, like I said, Knight of Pentacles shows you're going to do that. The Wheel of Fortune will turn and assist you. The energies will assist you in moving forward with that. And it's really just about staying true to your path now. That decision and those steps are going to be made. Fabulous, group number 2. So there you go. That is the reading that I have for you, group number 2. I do hope that it has been beneficial in some way. If so, please consider liking and subscribing. Take care of yourselves, and I'll connect with you again in another reading. Hello and welcome to group number 3. So these are the cards that you have selected. Let's go ahead and turn over the tarot cards firstly to give us the yes or no answer to your question. Page of Pentacles, Four of Cups, and Two of Wands, so that's a no. These two are the yes. So 2 out of 3 of these cards indicate a yes for me, group 3. So that is the answer to your question. It's a yes. Okay, so let's turn over. Oh, I love that, the Sun. Let's turn over these cards and give us, hopefully will give us some further insight. So the good tarot, Sun first, then you've got 7 of Cups. Oh, I love that 7 of Cups. 7 of Water here. Queen of Fire, which is Queen of Wands. And then this one is 8 of Fire, 8 of Wands. Okay, so a lot of heat in this reading, group 3. So let's just straighten that out. That's better. Okay. If you've been wondering if you should go ahead and start something, these cards are showing that it would be a good idea to do so. You've got the Page of Pentacles here, which is like the beginnings of something, a message. You could be given an opportunity that comes in to do with resources, something tangible where you get to create something. Now, with 4 of Cups, that's also indicating some kind of offer coming through. But then this card, in this one, you're looking right at the pentacle. In this one, you're not looking at the cup. I'm getting a sense here that you have an idea of what it is that you would like to come in to assist you, but what might actually be coming in may not be what you're expecting, and so you're not aware of that opportunity around you. So this would be a really good reminder to take any blinders that you might have off in regards to what it is that you're wanting. Be a bit more open-minded in terms of what can assist you, because you might find that what does come through can assist you better than what you're thinking of, but you might miss it if you're focused on something in particular. Okay, now with the 2 of Wands here, that's clearly showing that you're wanting to move out into the world, wanting to expand on something. You've been contemplating moving out. I keep saying moving out. Are you moving out of home? Maybe, I'm not sure. But there's contemplation here of moving out, moving on, doing something that takes you forward into the world. See how he's holding that globe there, that world in his hand. So it's about expansion at this point. Expansion that you have an idea to create, but at this stage, it's contemplation about that expansion. So it does look like there is definite indications here of a growth factor, of movement. You've got the Sun here, which is just fabulous. So this is very positive energy. It's very supportive for you. You've got 2 fire cards here with the Queen of Fire and the 8 of Fire. So that's Queen of Wands, 8 of Wands here. And then you've got 7 of Water. So this really shows me that there are opportunities that will show up for you. Just like how this visual here, how he's not looking at this cup that's being offered, he's actually focusing on these 3 cups down here. So in this 7 of Water here and the 7 of Cups, you can see how, see all of these options are about. And she's quite dazzled by what's available to her. But I do get a sense, once again, that she's focusing on one particular thing, just like this card here is, and that the vision is quite narrowed. You need to open your viewpoints out to be able to see the bigger picture and see what else might be on offer, because I think with this 7 of Water especially, this is really reiterating to me that the opportunities you have in front of you, you've actually got more options than what you think. So once again, don't focus on just the one that you have in your mind. Okay, just be willing to be a bit more broad-minded about what might be able to come through for you, because it looks like you're going to have several opportunities, several options. Okay, great. And so with the Queen of Fire and the 8 of Fire, so we're talking to energy, speed. There's some kind of speed here with the 8 of Fire, but I'm thinking that might be more in terms of, movement. Once again, that's when I said something about moving, this is really a card of movement, of speed. Could even be something to do with information coming in, news coming in that propels you forward. So there really is a replaying theme in this reading about opportunities coming in for you. I do get a sense here, though, that you will need to move on the options that are presented to you quite quickly. It's not something that you're going to be able to deliberate for too long, especially with the Queen of Fire. The Queen of Fire is about action. It's about being clear and knowing with what they want, how they can go about getting that, moving without fear and without complacency once that decision has been made. This is about taking hold of an opportunity and making it work for you with these cards here, group number 3. So yeah, this reading is really well and truly preparing you to move forward in something and to be ready to take that action when the opportunity presents itself, and make sure that you keep yourself open to the other opportunities or different opportunities that you may not have been expecting. Oh, exchanging of gifts. Okay, so that really is talking about energy exchange. It's about whatever it is that you put in to something, you are going to get back from it. So the more you put into something, the more that you're going to be able to receive from it. Okay, and I think this is also shows me that what you do have to present or develop, it's very pleasing for others too. If this is to do with some kind of project that you might be working on. For some of you, whatever opportunity that's coming in, once again, it's going to be a gift of sorts with this exchanging of gifts, and it's going to be, like I said, there's that reiterating theme or replaying theme of something that's a bit of a surprise, something that's not quite what you're expecting. And just given that this gift box, this ballerina here is popping out of there in surprise, I'm getting a sense here that you're going to be very pleasantly surprised about where this is going to be taking you, group number 3. All right then, group number 3, that is the reading that I have for you. I do hope that it has helped you in some way. If so, do consider liking and subscribing. Take care of yourselves, and I shall look forward to connecting with you again very soon.